My name is Beth. I'm a volunteer with the Daviess County Animal Care and Control. I have Truffle out here with me today, and I am also here to walk some dogs. Come here. We just got these awesome play yards in, and so it's so fun that they get to be off leash and playing and enjoying their time with their people. Yes, hi. So Truffle was actually one of our longest residents there for a little while. She was adopted, but that adoption didn't end up being successful, and so she came back here to the shelter. Really through no fault of her own. She is a super sweet dog. She is a miniature pinscher beagle mix, I believe. Around 2 years old. I believe her weight is around 35 pounds. She's slimmed down just a little bit since being here. She is probably one of our easiest dogs to walk on the leash. I know the other day we had several new volunteers here, and her kennel even has a little smiley face that says Easy Walker. And I think she went for about 5 walks that day. So she gets her exercise in here when we have plenty of volunteers to walk the dogs. But super sweet, does great with other dogs. She's been kenneled with several. Loves to play, loves to be loved on. So this is Athena. She is, I believe, 7 months old, definitely less than a year old. She came to the shelter actually with her, I think, 7 puppies. And she and the puppies were all in really rough shape. So she was extremely thin. She, I believe, had like intestinal worms and all kinds of things going on, and she was trying to nurse 7 puppies. So she tried her hardest to be a good mama. Ultimately, her puppies, I believe, went to a rescue to help them get healthier and all of that, because they were not in great shape either. And we get to have Miss Athena here, and she is such a joy to have. She wants to play with other dogs so badly. She's a little bit awkward and not really quite sure how to do it. In some ways, she wasn't in an environment that really helped her learn how to be a puppy. We have an application online at daviessky.org, just a handful of questions, and it should just take a few minutes to fill out, and then it does take a couple days for it to process and to hear back. You'll hear back through your email, and sometimes we find that it goes to spam or junk, so making sure to check those as well. But once you're approved, you are approved for a year, so the application stays good for a year as long as the information doesn't change. And then you are welcome to come meet and greet the dogs. So you might originally think, you know, Truffle's the one for me, which would be awesome. I'd love Truffle to go to a great home. But once you get out here, you might see another one and decide to meet and greet several of them and find the dog that's for you. You can also, if you have existing dogs in your home, we really encourage you to bring those dogs with you, so that way you can kind of see if they work, they're dynamic. Or we also have our Dogs Day Out program. So if you're thinking about adopting, say, Truffle or another one, you could always see if you could take that dog out for the day to your home and see how they do with your dogs there. So community involvement is so important in so many different ways. Recently, we started going to PetSmart the first Saturday of every month for our they're not dog adoption events, but they're dog meet and greet events. So you're able to come meet our awesome dogs that we bring with us. We usually bring 7 or 8 dogs. We also have a PetSmart partnership for our cats that are adoption events there. Super awesome events. They usually end up adopting 20+ cats at those events, which is really great. But yes, we are at PetSmart the first Saturday of every month. Several volunteers take the dogs out there to meet people in the community and learn about them. And even if you're not necessarily able to adopt, you're interested in adopting, socializing with the dogs and just giving them some love and some time away from the shelter is super important for them. The shelter sees thousands of animals every year, and really at any given time they have several hundred animals in their care, and so the shelter employees really can't do it on their own, and it's essential that they have not only community involvement but also volunteers that come here and help with all kinds of different things. So some immediate ones are, of course, walking the dogs or coming and playing with them in these awesome play yards, helping with the cats and just cuddling on them, socializing with them. There's also lots of other needs that might go a little bit more unseen. Things like coming to do some light cleaning, like washing dishes. You know, with 60, 70+ dogs and 100+ cats, there's a lot of dishes that accumulate. Same thing with laundry that piles up over the course of the day. Along with those, there's some other things like our events. All of those events are possible through our awesome volunteers, and we're always looking for more volunteers that can help with those things as well. We also have our Dog's Day Out program. You can take a dog out for the day. We have volunteers that come and help in the clinic. We have volunteers that help a little bit more behind the scenes with processing applications. If there's something that needs to be done at the shelter, there's volunteers that can help with it. So volunteering is super important to help the shelter staff, help the animals, and ultimately be able to have as many animals throughout the year as they do.